Good morning. Got a day off. It's January here, and we had a little bit of thaw. It's a little bit warmer today, so we're going to try to go down to the creek. I met a spot today that somebody told me about, and he told me there's pretty good flower gold here. So I'm going to go find out and see if we can find some. If the rock is not frozen, I can get through that and get down to the clay, and maybe we can come up with something in the pan. We'll look around and see if we can find a little bit of color. I'm going to hike down to the creek now, and I'll be back when we get set up. Good morning. Welcome to the Hometown Treasures channel. We got a little bit of break in the weather in January. It's like in the 30s right now. This is great. This is a great January day where we're at. The snow is melting. The creek is actually pretty high from all the melting snow. So I wanted to get to this sandbar, this rock bar here, and work that back section of the rock bar. But as you can see, covered with ice and snow. So what we're going to try then is there is a deposit here where it makes a bend, and we got some bigger rocks here and some heavier stuff, and we're going to try to dig down and find ourselves a clay layer and see if there's any flower gold there. Okay, we'll try that. On the other side there too, I noticed on that right behind the bend there, it's not such a big stone, but there's some glacial till there, some orange and red rock that doesn't belong here. That was what came down north from the glaciers. So we're going to try over there, see if it's dropped any flower gold in that section over there also. We'll just do some test pans and look around, and if nothing else, we've had a pretty good day out in the summer, or out in the winter time here, out in the creek in January. This is great. This is great. But I'll tell you what though, I'm not quite as tough as some of those guys from Wisconsin, so I'm going to be wearing some gloves to keep my little hands a little bit warm and drier. So you'll just have to put up with it. Okay, I don't know if you can see up in the corner of the pan there. This is just the first two scoops I took out. I shoveled a big rock off the top. I haven't got down to where I think the gold is yet, but we've got, just some tiny color in there. I got about 5 pieces of color in there. So that's promising. That's promising. We're going to go a little deeper here and do a little more testing. All right, we've got a little water in here. See if that helps. We went a little bit closer to the edge of the stream there, and we did get, I got 2 pieces of color there. You're probably going, oh yeah, big deal, 2 pieces. But this is Missouri. The only flower gold we have is what is collected from the glacial till that these creeks and streams cut through. So you've got to find it. It's not going to be a lot of it. Sometimes you find some pretty good stuff, sometimes you don't. This same creek, about 10 miles upstream, there's a spot that you can get 1 dozen to 2 dozen pieces of color in every pan almost, but that's not here. We're still trying to find other spots that have some, so we have alternative places to go. So we've got 2 there. We're going to snuffer those up. We're going to take some more out of there and try it again, see what we got. Okay, I'm shoveling right into the screen on top of a bigger pan, and I'm going to classify it. And then when I classify those stones, I'm going to take the bigger stuff and kind of start dumping across there and try to create a dead zone here so that all the stuff doesn't get blown off my shovel when I'm trying to get it out. I don't know what we got there for sure yet. Our first pan, we had like 4 or 5 pieces of color. We're gonna do some more pans and see what we got here. Hopefully it's missing my pan, because it's got a pretty good water flow here. We'll just take it over and start dumping it in there to try to create a little bit of a dead zone there. We can block some of that water flow. Every little bit helps. Okay, let's shake this out and see what we got here. There's a lot of clay content in this stuff, so I usually get it going pretty good to get everything suspended and get the gold to the bottom. Okay, now we're going to start pulling it off here. All right, I think we're getting down there. We can get rid of a lot of, watch you don't wash everything out. It's got a pretty good stream going here. I probably should have brought a river sleuth here and let's see. Pull the back here. There's a little bit of black sand there. You can see the getting darker on the edges there a little bit. All right, here's the big thing there. Uh-oh, this isn't looking so good. Not so good here. Okay. We got everything pulled back, a little bit of black sand there, not much. All right, I think our first pan was the best so far. This is the third pan, I got nothing. Second pan, we had nothing. Let's go closer to shore. Let's try another one closer to shore. Those were out a couple of feet away. We're gonna try a little bit closer in here. We got our first shovel full. We got some out right here. Let's go in a little bit more and see if we get some. All right, don't know if you can see it, but I was on my way back up the creek and I dug out from kind of a big bag rock here, a few shovels full, down as far as I could get. There's 2 tiny little spots right there. Another tiny little piece of color way up in the nose there. I don't know if you can see them. It's not much, but that's kind of looking like what this creek is giving up right now in different spots. There's a few little pieces of color, but not much. Well, we're going to continue our way up here, and I'm going to show you where we did some crevicing this summer, which, by the way, didn't produce very much either. But we'll be back here in a few minutes. Well, I got an update here. I was getting ready to go and I thought I'd do a few pans of rocks, looking for some more quartz and stuff like that. Well, I got down deep enough under that boulder and there is some gold over there, by golly. I've got about 5 or 6 pieces of color right in that pan. That's about as much as I got in any one pan down there in the rock bar. So I know there's gold under that rock. We'll come back and get it at a later date. All right. All right, we're heading a crack across here. We really want to walk kind of careful because this is a little bit slick, and we've got any place from 4 to 6 inches of water going across it, which means that's enough to take you off your feet if you're not watching what you're doing. There we go. Next, over here. It's a good thing we got that little bit of log over there. That kind of breaks the current a little bit here. All right. Oop, there we go. See, right here, that was a little deeper. Kind of pushing my feet around pretty good. But I think we're going to be okay here. All right. Well, we made it back to the truck. Got the waders off. Got my other shoes on. Warmed my tootsies up just a little bit. We didn't find a lot of gold today. We found enough to know that there is some there. Come back in the summertime, bring a sluice with me, and we can get down to that rock bar and set that up, and we'll just start shoveling it onto the sluice, and I believe we'll come up with a decent amount of flour gold. It's not going to be big stuff. It's just really small flour gold. That's all it has in Missouri. It's all been come down by the glaciers. The glaciers have taken gold out of the gold fields in Canada and pushed it down this way and ground it up and to just little tiny flakes, and that's why I call flour gold, of course. And that's what we have here. There's a little bit in the top soil where you've got an outwash of glacial till. There's a little bit of flour gold in that, and as the creeks cut through that, it washes it down and it'll collect in spots of low currents, or on the backside of curves, and behind big boulders, things like that, in crevices in your bedrock. You just have to look for it. We've got some here on this particular creek about 9 miles north. There's a spot that friends of us showed me, and you can actually get 12 to 24 pieces of color in every pan. So I know there is gold here. You just have to go look for it. You just have to test different spots. Sooner or later you're going to find out where it's settled out. So then it's a fun thing to do, is just get a little bit of color in that pan. It's kind of fun. You're not going to get money, Rich. You're not going to make money, but you just might have fun getting out in the outdoors and trying it out. It's a good time, and it doesn't cost a lot. You can buy a pan for $10. A shovel you probably already have in your garage. That's all you really need to get going. That and just the willpower to go out and do it. So, until next time, this is Jeff from the Hometown Treasures channel. Have a good day.